Hello, guys. Hello. Hello. Look, I'm checking the. Okay, you can hear me. Hello, guys. Welcome back to this new live streaming, this new rewatch. As we always do every week, it's time to rewatch episode 11 of Shingeki no Kyojin, the final season. Look, I can't wait because this Sunday I will go to the special event of Shingeki no Kyojin. I can't wait. I will tell you next a Sunday when I will go there. I will tell you everything about the event, and let's hope there will be other info regarding the final season of part two. If there will be some spoilers, so sorry for that, but I can't avoid them in that case. Even if I will promise you that in the case there will be something that is extremely spoilerish, I will close my eyes at least, so I will avoid a little bit what's going on. But for the rest, I think it will be a little bit not easy. It will be difficult to avoid them. Let's see. Anyway, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the special event of Shingeki no Kyojin handled this Sunday that is coming, the 14th. Well, I don't know what to expect. But in the meantime, I'm about to rewatch episode 11 of this final season, also because really soon, the 9th of January, the part 2 will start. So we have to rewatch everything in order to remember everything, and then we can go on, we can proceed. Okay, I think it's time to watch it, to rewatch it. Let's start. Da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Here we go.
ガビ、おい、どうしたんだ。おい、しっかりしろ。どうした。何があった。急に苦しみ出して。おい、ジョーちゃん、大丈夫か。
Yeah, she's fine, yeah. She's perfectly fine. The brutality here is too much.
ここから逃げてどう
Everything
するっ
is
てんだ
too
よ。
much.
あのままだと殺されるでしょ。あの人はお前を心配してたぞ。
This is
仲間を
true.
信じてどうするの。マジかも信じられない。もう誰も。
Can't wait to see Reiner's final battle with Eren.
悪い夢でも見たか。すべて夢ならよかったのにな。ガビとファルコの声が聞こえた。二人はどこだ。
And here there is the opening. Let's see. La 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 la. Da-da-da-da-da. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Let's start a real life from that darkness. Give your all, give this deep. This is my last war, unfortunately. Destruction and regeneration, you are the real enemies. War, my war, my war. Okay, episode 11 of this final season, episode 70 actually. Deceiver.
かなり遠くまで逃げたよな。夜通し走ったんだから。なあ、その腕章を外せよ。目立つから。これを見られたって普通の住民に意味はわからないでしょ。
Actually,
死神見
yes,
れ
they
ば
will
わかる
not
から。
understand.
いいから走って。
But soldiers, yes, actually, yes.
ずっとつけてたらいつか見つかるだろう。マーレに帰れる手がかりも何もないのに。帰れるわけない。私はただ。
I don't know. Will Falco and Gabi live in paradise? Okay, this is sorry. I want to stop this 1 second. I'm wondering. Okay, last week in the previous live streaming, I was guessing. I was trying to imagine if Gabi and Falco would have survived after the last attack, after the rumbling, after Eren's death, blah blah blah. Now my question is, if they survive, okay, where will they live? I mean, will they live in Paradise, for example? I mean, in the Paradise area, or they will go back to Marley? This is interesting. Also, because of course, after this attack, thanks to the rumbling, everything will be destroyed, right? So I wanted to understand more about what's going to happen after this attack, the final attack, because will the Paradise and even the Marley area be destroyed? How the world will be after the rumbling? This is really interesting, and this is what I really want to know. But let's pretend that everything stays as we all know. Okay, we will find a paradise area, I mean a paradise side, and then there is the ocean, and over the other side you find the Marley, okay, the Marley's area, without even knowing what's going to happen. Where, if Gabi and Falco will survive, where will they live? At this point, if I'm following what I was telling you in the previous live streaming, if they decide to stay next to a figure, a person that can help them to live better, this could be Sasha's dad, because he can be the only one at this point, as I was telling you already, that can help them growing in the best way, with great values, with great morals. So I think he could be the one that can help Falco and Gabi, if they survive, to go on living in the best way. Do you understand what I mean? And by doing this, it means that Gabi and Falco will stay in paradise after what's happening, or they will be back. I don't think that there will be a chance for them to come back, or maybe they change their mind and they don't want to come back anymore, because in this episode right now, Falco is saying, I don't know if we really have the chance to come back. It means to Marley, the Marley's side in Liberio, okay? And that's why I'm wondering, will they be able, sorry, to come back, or they will stay here on this side, maybe together with the people who are going to survive, maybe even with Mikasa, with Armin, because, okay, even if Armin has a time limit, and this doesn't mean that he will survive forever, this is a thing we still have to understand it clearly, okay? But mm, this is nice. This is interesting. Where, if they survive, where they will stay. Because it matters. If Gabi or Falco will survive and they will decide to stay in the Paradise area, it means that Gabi will change a lot. It means that Gabi doesn't want to go back anymore over there, and she is changing her vision, her view of the world. Plus, she will be in the middle of a fighting, the main fighting. So maybe something is changing in her mind, and she wants to change location too. After all she heard, and after all she will experience, maybe this will be a chance for her to change.
マーレを裏切ったのか。 なんでそんなことをしたのか。あんたが好きにすればいい。別についてこな
Ah, come on. I mean, he will follow you no matter what.
好きにさせてもらうよ。じゃあこれ捨てといてやるから。返せ！なんでだよ。こんなもんがここで何の役に立ってんだよ。私は善良なエルディア人なの。それがないと島の悪魔と同じになるでしょ。何言ってんだお前。
Now remember that, Gabi, dear Gabi, remember that if you kill other people, the concept of good disappears. So no matter if you think that thanks to the brainwash thing, etc., no matter if you think that what you do is right for your own sake, for the sake of the people you love, but remember that as soon as you kill other people, this concept of good alien, or this concept anyway, no matter the alien, this concept of good disappears. So I think Eren, on the contrary, is well aware that he is not something good anymore. So even the people who are comparing Gabi and Eren, or even people who are saying, oh, look, with Eren you excuse everything, and with Gabi you don't excuse anything. No, it's just that I don't think that if you ask Eren, oh, do you think you're a good person? I don't think he will say yes. I think that he knows already that by starting killing other people, he is automatically condemned not to be good. So this is why I think that the comparison between Gabi and Eren is decreasing a little bit. The more we go on with these episodes, the more you understand that, as one of you guys said in the comments section, you were saying, I think, let me see if I remember the proper words, but you said, no matter the brainwash thing, Gabi perpetrates to believe what she wants, and even if she has clear facts in front of her eyes, while Eren is not the same, because as soon as he understands that there is something after the ocean, and at the beginning he was thinking that that was the enemy, the real enemy, right? He starts living in Marley for some years, and he's experiencing the fact that there are good people and bad people. So Gabi and Eren, they are not so, I mean, they are not the same so clearly, especially in this part. That's why I think that this correlation, this comparison, if at the beginning could have seemed to be clearer, now it's separating it. It's taking two different paths. That's what I believe.
しくなっちまったのか。じゃあほっといてよ。ついてきた。あんたまで死ぬことないの。
He came with you because he promised,
こんな朝
and also because he feels something
君
for
たち
you.
どこから来たの？言いたくないです。私は
Kaya.
家が嫌でやっと逃げてこれて。だからもう戻れないんです。そう。お腹空いたでしょ。近くに私の家があるからついてきて。
See, even the place in which Sasha's dad is living is so beautiful.
あの馬は逃走に。
That's why I hope for them to stay with him if they survive. Do you understand what I mean? This could be nice.
それに私は悪魔と一緒に食事なんてできない。
And now you will do it.
お待たせ。
Ah, see? Sorry, now I can say it because the episodes are finished, but even in this case, Gabi and Eren are totally different. The people who say that Gabi and Eren are the same, no, that's not true, because Gabi doesn't even want to eat the meal together with them, even if later she will do it because she's forced by the situation. But Eren, when he decides to live some years in Marle, in the Marle side, he's eating. with the people he has next to him. He wants to get in touch with them, to reach the final answer that they are all the same, that there is not such a big difference between that side and the other side. But Gabi, her attitude is totally different. I don't think that Eren, once he reached Marley, he said, I don't want to share the meals with them. No, I think Eren was different.
俺が全部話すから余計なこと言うなよ。君たちか、家出したんは。
What a great man.
南方マーレの名前。はじめまして。僕たちは兄弟で。ベンとミアです。訳あって。
Mia.
親元から逃げてきました。
If you know Italian, and I told you already this, if you know Italian, Mia, it means mine. Okay? Just to let you understand.
僕たちにできることがあれば何でもします。だから数日だけここに泊めてください。お願いします。そうげん、子供が頭を下げるもんやな。
What a great man, part 2. I remember in this moment I was speechless when he says browse, because suddenly I didn't imagine that was him, but when he says browse.
辛いことがあったんやろうに。
Actually, yes, she was being through a lot.
いただきます。うまい。美味しいな。本当に美味しい。
We have to be thankful to Falco because once again he's saving her. You will understand the Reiner now, Gabi. The food is delicious no matter the size.
この度のマーレ遠征作戦成功。おめでとうございます。ヒーズル国首脳もエルディア国の勇敢さを称える声にあふれております。お褒めに預かり光栄にございます。世界一危険な島へようこそ。
I was laughing when Zachary he was saying now, welcome to the most dangerous island of the world.
今回の我々の目的はその危険をこそ目にすることにあります。
Believe it.
するとあちらが例の観測機でしょうか。はい。氷瀑石を燃料に用いて実現した世界初の飛行艇となるでしょう。鹿と地ならしの力、見定めさせていただきます。イエーガー氏が幽閉され、幽閉が一斉に拘束されたとの噂がありますが、その真相は、ハンジさん、説明してくれ。志願しなっから全住民強制退去命令だって。区の再建にリーブス商会が発生したのは兵団だろう。憲兵に当たる。ハンジさん、イエーガー氏がもたらした勝利により我々の未来は開かれた。エルディア人に生きる未来はあるのだと。そうであれば兵団とイエーガー氏との関係は我々エルディア国民の問題です。ハンジさん、あなたは情報は納税者に委ねられるとおっしゃった。
Yes, but you're choosing to follow Eren because he's the outsider right now, but you don't understand what Eren wants to do. So I think that this is why you guys are wrong, because okay, you all want to follow Eren because he's the hope for the future, because he wants to rebel, etc, etc, but actually you don't know Eren's plan, so you're following him without even knowing anything. It's like the Jaegerists, they pretended to know what Eren wants to do, but actually they don't know. So it's just following somebody just because of their beliefs, and that's wrong.
状況が変わったんだよ。壁が開かれ、世界とつながり、情報の持つ意味が
And I understand Hanji actually, because that's true. Things changed.
目を見ていってくれ。信じていいって。すべてはエルディア国民、みんなのためだ。エレンの情報を渡したのは君たちか。 ホルガ、ビム、ルイーゼ、新兵の君たちとフロック。
Flock.
なんでそんなことを。エレンを解放すべきだからです。彼は何も間違ったことをしていない。途方もなく巨大な敵に立ち向かい、勝利を手に入れた。その勝利とは、地ならしという圧倒的な力であり、我々の生存権です。エレンは我々。
Yeah, but if Flock, you don't understand this thing. If the rumbling is starting, I think Paradise too will be affected. Because it's not that if you start the rumbling just from here to there, people will be affected. I think even Paradise people will be affected. So I think you have a wrong intention. Exactly, I agree with Hanji in this case. There is no guarantee that the rumbling will go like this instead of going and spread everywhere. So it depends where you start the rumbling. But if it's going to destroy the world, even Paradise will be affected anyway. Okay.
君が正しいのかもしれないね。形はどうであれ、私はジークの作戦を完遂するとの決断を下した。すべては私の責任だ。
This responsibility, Hanji, you have, it's going to condemn everybody later at this point. Because you don't know Zeke's plan too. Ah, look. Even if a flock is coherent, let me tell you. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is why Erwin told her to become the commander. Even if she's tired, she will keep investigating. This is great.
でも兵器違反は後悔していません。勝利が調査兵団の目的なら、規則を守ることは必ずしも絶対というわけではありませんよね。やめなさい、ルイーゼ。ケーキが伸びるだけだから。私はあなたに命を救われたあの日から、あの時のままです。
Yeah, but as Hanji said, things changed. Oh, look, the beautiful thing about this story is that many people, like Louise in this case, or even the journalists outside, they were saying, well, look, at that time you were saying something like this. Or Louise now said, I am the usual, the same girl you saved some years ago, and I didn't change. I think that's the problem, okay? The problem of these people, as much as for Flock actually, is that even if they are coherent with their thoughts, because of course they are going on with their thoughts they had some years ago, as much as the people living in Liberio or the people living in Marley, they go on with their thoughts. They don't want to change. But the difference that Hanji is saying and is making, as much as Mika said in this case, is that things change and you can't stay the same forever. So the great message of this story, another of the great messages of these stories, are this: things change. You can't stay the same forever. So how are you supposed to act as you did 10 years before or 5 years before? No, things change, and even your way to handle things change. That's why I think that even Eren changed. So as you can see, uh, these characters are changing, but there are other characters who don't want to change, who prefer to stay, they prefer to hold the thoughts they had, and they keep going on forward with these thoughts. When I say that Eren changed, is not that he changed his mission. No, Eren didn't change the mission he has. That means to push himself forward, to go on, to fight, and things like this. That is the main way in which the Shingeki no Kyojin is going on with the things, right? No, but Eren changed throughout the years because the beliefs that he had in season one regarding the Titans, or regarding the concept of enemy, the way he's approaching others, his knowledge about everything that is surrounding him is changing. So I think that, yeah, this great message that Isayama wants to convey to you is, don't stay the same. If you are confined in your own thoughts, the risk is that you will not go a step forward. You will always stay there without becoming more mature, without challenging yourself, without experiencing things. And this is why the Jaegerists are wrong. Because, once again, Eren Yeager is one thing, and the Jaegerists are something else. They have two different ways to do things, and they have two different missions. So that's why I think that the Jaegerists don't have anything to do with Eren Yeager. They are just following him based on the thoughts that they had some years before. But Eren is not the same Eren anymore. I mean, the Eren that the Jaegerists are following is not the same Eren. And that's why they are making a mistake for this reason. They should understand that Eren changed, that his proposes are different right now. And what Eren experienced is not what they experienced. That's why even now Louise is saying, look, I am the same girl you rescued some years. Yeah, in fact, that's the problem. You stayed the same as before. You um, keep going on with the same thoughts of some years before. But Mikasa has a totally different view right now. Mikasa changed, and she changed her thoughts about the external world too, because okay, she experienced it a little bit when there was the attack on Liberio, but anyway, she's following Eren in a different way, and she's not following Eren as much as the Jaegerists are following Eren. She is following him also because she's loving him, and this is something else. um, I think the Jaegerists, they are idolizing Eren, and this is something else. It's like Yelena, she's worshipping Zeke, but this is something else. And in fact, even Yelena, she knows Zeke's plan, but she is doing this as if she is just following the order, just because she's grateful because Zeke saved her and all the others. But Mm, this story makes you understand that if you don't explore more, if you don't understand the others more, if you don't understand yourself more, and if you keep being the same people, the same person forever, this is going to create problems. And in fact, in Marley, this is what they did. They kept spreading the same story over and over and over again without even finding a way to change it, or without trying to understand if the people wanted to find another story that maybe it was more reliable than the main one. That's the main problem. If people don't change their mind, if the people don't get in touch with the problem, what they consider to be the problem, and try to solve it, they will never change. And by not changing, the problem is that they will keep going on spreading something wrong. And no matter the sides, even in this case, no matter the sides, Louise is in paradise. And Gabi or Karina, okay, I don't like her for other things, but yeah, Karina on one side, Louise on the other side, or Gabi here, Kaya there. You see that if people don't change, they keep making mistakes. So this is the key, guys. If you keep making the same mistakes, the problems will increase or the problems will not be over. But if you change things, if you understand that your beliefs are not demonstrated until you prove them, this is the problem. Reiner, when he came to Paradise, he understood that what he believed, that his beliefs were totally wrong. And this is the key. Gabi now, she's tasting the browse meal, and based on what she was told on the other side, that was something terrible, something that evil people eat, or something that the devil is eating, and things like this, okay? But now she's tasting the food, and she will not find it so bad. Even if then she keeps making the same mistakes, because no matter the evidence, she prefers to believe the same things she believed so far. And this is the problem. If you change things, you can change the world. If you have the same vision of the world will not change. So the problems we had before, we will have them now too. It's up to us to change our surroundings. And Eren, somehow he changed his surrounding, because he was a teenager, he was a baby boy, and he had a vision. He had a vision based on what happened to his mom, and of course that thing was extremely painful and terrible. We all agree with this. But later, as soon as he got in touch with the new info, as soon as he developed the knowledge about what's going on about the Titans, and the fact that the Titans are not the main problem, but what's after the Titans, what's behind the Titans, okay? Then he discovered something else. And what he did, what Eren did to try to explore in those 3 years what happened, who are these Marley people, what's going on, etc., etc., that was a step forward. And that was when Eren changed for real. His thoughts started to become different even from that moment, or actually at the end of season 3, part 2.
何も守れないと。私たちは理不尽な暴力と戦っていいのだと学んだのです。
Yes, correct.
あの日から
But
少しでもあなたに近づきたくて、私は。ミカサさんが調査兵団に入った理由は
because of love.
イエガーさんのためなら彼の自由を。私から言えることは一つ。口を閉じてなさい。
Yeah, keep your mouth shut because you reached the point. I mean, she's there because she's grateful to Eren, because Eren saved her life, and now for the rest of her life she wants to do everything she can to protect him. I think that even in normal life we would do something like this. I mean, if we find ourselves in a dangerous moment in which we can risk our life, and a person is coming and is saving us, we are ready to do everything we can to express our gratitude, to express all the best feelings we have, because that person rescued our lives. So we can't say, okay, ciao, bye. No, we are grateful, okay? Plus, in the case of Mikasa, who lost the entire family, who found this boy in front of her, and this boy was ready to kill people to save her. And this boy was showing her what does it mean to defend yourself in the worst moments, especially when, yeah, Eren was telling her, fight, fight, even when they were young, right? And while he was rescuing her, he was saying Tatakai till, I mean, since that moment, okay? So instead of just saying that Eren is expressing this Tatakai mode um, now, because there are lots of memes and things like that. Tatakai, 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 Tatakai. But Tatakai, if I'm not wrong, he is saying it since season one, since the moment he saved Mikasa. So I think that, yeah, he is not just because of the Shingeki no Kyojin. It's just his way of living. Because at that moment he was not a titan still, so he couldn't imagine, or he couldn't handle the Shingeki no Kyojin. But in that moment, you understand what's Eren's point of view about life. If you find in a hard moment, you have to fight for your rights. You have to fight for your beliefs. So Mikasa wanted to join the Chosahedan because after she spent lots of years with Eren, after she uh, was considering Eren a part of his family, she fell in love with him. This is something normal that can happen to us too. Okay, that's why when we saw the first two seasons, we think, oh, okay, yeah, maybe Mikasa is thinking about Eren as a brother. No, sincerely, no, because this deep attachment that she has for Eren is not something like a brotherhood thing. No, I think that it went over. And yeah, she fell in love. But there is also a side of Mikasa that is saying, look, you saved my life and I will never forget this. I will always be grateful because of this, as much as you, Eren, will never forget how your mother died. So this never forget thing doesn't have to be connected to Eren only, okay? Eren, when we say, Eren will never forget how his mother died. Yeah, as much as in this case, Mikasa will never forget how she was rescued, how she was saved in the moment in which she was risking her life. So there is not a difference. I understand Louise here because maybe for the same reason, because even Louise was rescued by Mikasa, maybe Louise fell in love with her. It could be at this point. If it's happening for Mikasa, why it can't happen for Louise too? Louise was saved by Mikasa in a moment in which she was risking her life as much as Mikasa um, did the same. She was risking her life while Eren was saving her. So maybe even Louise fell in love with Mikasa actually. Yes, maybe yes. See, and now in fact Mikasa is remembering. Oh, wait a second. In this flashback, wait a second. I just okay. The Chosahedan, no, but okay. Now Mikasa, look in this flashback. She, because I stopped it. She is seeing five birds flying. Five. Okay. Does this mean something? I mean, does these birds flying mean something, especially the number? Because let's count, okay? Let's count because it can make a sense. They are five birds. I don't understand if you know what I mean. We are in minute 12:15 of episode 11 of the final season, part one. Mikasa has this flashback, and out of the window, five birds are flying. Five, okay? If I count these five birds, maybe it means that one is Eren, one is Armin, one is Mikasa, the other two, who are they? It could be John and Connie, because at this point, no, because where's Levi? Where's Hanji? Okay, but these five birds can represent these Chosa Heidan group, actually, because all five, they joined together to Chosa Heidan, and they are the ones left. Try to follow me what I mean. Why there are five birds over there? I don't understand. Why five? Why not two? Why not three, for example? There are five birds. And of course, yes, at this point, when we see this scene, once again, I repeat you, 12:15. We are minute 12:15 of episode 11 of the final season. If you wanted to get this part of the episode, you find it and we are going to analyze it together. But this is strange. This is something I didn't think about some months ago. Is this a detail? What does this mean? Why there are five birds flying in Mikasa's flashback? Why? Does this mean that even Ackerman people can see something before that it's happening after? Another thing is that we see these birds since the beginning. And once again, I go back to the theory I had, both of the theory of the tree at this point. Do you remember? Some live streamings before I made this theory, that everything is connected through trees, right? But at this point, we can say the same thing even for the birds, because birds are appearing since season one. Do you remember the two? Are they two or three birds flying in the sky in episode one? Later, I'm going to watch this once again. No, okay. Let me watch it right now. Sincerely, I want to find. I want to find. Wait a second. Huh? Let's watch episode one once again. At the beginning, just the beginning. There are two or three birds flying in the sky. If I'm not right. If I'm not wrong. Wait. Where is it? Attack on Titan. Here we go. Shingeki no Kyojin. Let's watch episode one once again. The first scene. Just the first scene, okay? Because this is important, y'all. This is the main thing, y'all. Okay. Two birds! Two birds flying in the sky, y'all. Two or three. Wait. Two. Right? Show me. Two. Two birds. Two birds in episode one. Oh, wait. If you saw, always in episode one at the beginning, there are Eren's eyes like this. And once again, it seems, even if he was not a Titan at that moment, it seems as if he's paying attention to these birds flying in the sky. Of course, because maybe birds can represent freedom, as we said. And of course, these birds are going beyond these walls. So maybe in that moment, Eren is thinking, what's behind these walls? At that moment, there was the main attack. But even later, when we see the scene of episode one, in which Eren is crying because Mikasa is telling him, why are you crying? In that moment too, Eren is not a Titan still. Eren still has to become a Titan. And even in this moment, of course, he's not becoming a Titan still. So it seems as if Eren, anyway, can see things. Because when he wakes up, he's saying, "Oh, it seems that that I had a dream, a long dream." But actually, he was not a Titan at that moment. So how could he have that dream if he was not a Titan already? This is a question mark, okay? But even in this scene, when the two birds are flying, and Eren is looking at these two birds before the colossal appearing, it seems that as if, yeah, Eren is paying attention on the two birds. So why two at that moment? Two, because, okay, if we wanted to be romantic, okay, we can say that two birds because one is Eren and one is Mikasa, okay? Or maybe Eren had the possibility to see some things while he was looking at those birds. Maybe. We will never know at this point. But in this case, uh, Mikasa is having this flashback. And in this flashback, there are five birds flying. I don't understand why five instead of two, instead of three. Why five specifically? In the moment in which she was starting releasing her Ackerman power, and let me tell you, what Eren is telling Mikasa later when he is saying, at that time you were releasing your Ackerman power because you found the person to follow, that means me. But at that time, Eren was not a Titan already. He was not connected to the king thing, or to the royal blood thing, or to anything. He was not connected to anything. So, how was she supposed to release her Ackerman power to follow the king? No, this is not right because Eren didn't have the Shiso Titan at that moment inside him. So once again, Eren is saying something, trying to, yeah, misleading or trying to confuse Mikasa, or to think, okay, if I say to her something like this, it means that she will believe me because, of course, she's loving me and she will follow everything I say. No, no. If we pay attention on these few details, you understand that once again, Eren was just trying to say some bad things to Mikasa, and that's it. Then all the things that he was saying were not based on main truths. Okay, Ackerman people will follow the king, or anyway, they will protect the king. Actually, in this case, the royal family who had the possibility to gain even the Shiso. Yes, okay. But in that moment, when Mikasa deliberately wanted to save Eren in that situation, Eren was not a Titan. Eren didn't have any sort of connection. Okay, he had Grisha, but there was, yes, and that, yeah, actually, in that moment, Grisha was, of course, not a Shiso Titan too. He was not a Shiso Titan too, because he turned into the Shiso Titan later, when before the colossal appearing, but it was not that moment. So no, 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 no. Okay, but by going back with what I'm saying, these five birds flying, what do they mean? Is it just a coincidence, or is it, look, I don't know. But the fact that she, through the flashback, she is looking at this window specifically, and there are five birds flying. What does this mean? At this point, if we look at the Chosa Heidan, yeah, the Chosa Heidan's symbol is the wings of freedom. Okay, if we follow this thing, the five members of the Chosa Heidan, the history of Chosa Heidan, let's say, the historical members of Chosa Heidan right now, they are five. Because Sasha died. Okay. So they are Eren, Mikasa, Armin, Jan, and Connie. Except for Levi and Hanji. Hanji and Levi, they are the commanders. They are the people who are handling these new recruiters of the Chosahedan. But if we talk about the team, okay, the team in which even Rainer, Bertold, Annie infiltrated, etc., etc., they're just five right now. Five as the number of the people who are still alive. And Sasha, of course, died. So in this moment, we see five birds flying instead of six. Does this mean that even Mikasa had this way to see things that can be reconnected to future events? Why not? At this point, why not? But she's having this flashback now when we're talking about the Chosahedan, and especially when Luis is making the Chosahedan, the Shinzo Sasageo symbol. I mean, this way, right? And only Chosahedan people will making the Shinzo Sasageo in the previous seasons. So these five birds flying, are these the previous members of the Chosahedan and what we know? And the fact that they are not six, but they are five, this is suspicious too, because Sasha already died, actually. So at that moment when she was young, she was already seeing five birds flying only. Wow, this is amazing. It makes sense somehow, huh? But I've never thought that this flashback had this thing, this meaning, this probable meaning, or maybe there's nothing about this meaning. I'm just guessing wrong. And maybe this is just the portrait of what I imagine, but it makes sense for some other reason. Because once again, Luis is making the Shinzo Sasageo while she's talking to Mikasa, right? And then Mikasa, in this moment, she's having this flashback of the moment in which she saved Eren, but she's looking outside of the window and there are five birds flying. This is connected to the Chosahedan, actually, at this point, yes. But why five birds and not six? Because Sasha is dead. And they are just five members of that team of the Chosahedan. Wow. This could be. I will leave this live streaming on the channel because I want to know your opinions about this. But this could be. And once again, these birds flying in the sky, that of course we know that they represent freedom, okay? Yes, the freedom to go beyond the walls, the freedom to be, yes, to be whatever they want, the freedom not to be considered as aliens, as always, the bad aliens, confined into the walls. Um, the freedom that even Eren is searching right now, actually. I told you already many times. I think Eren, by dying, because this is what's going to happen, this is what I believe, but by dying, Eren will be free forever. So maybe when he's seeing in episode 1 this bird flying, and the eyes of Eren are, I mean, the scene is focusing on Eren's eyes. Um, look, it makes sense, but I don't understand why. Because at that moment, Eren was not a Titan. So how can he guess, or how can he feels things like this? I don't know. Can I repeat? Look, you just let me finish this live streaming because it's quite long. It's becoming pretty long, and then you can go back and rewatch it because I will keep it on the channel. Sorry, but I have to say many other things. So if I repeat everything, this live streaming is lasting 2 hours. Try to understand me. But yeah, basically, okay. I will try to repeat, but I will be so short this time. I mean, I will be cohesive because otherwise it's taking too much time. Okay, I'm rewatching episode 11 of the final season of Shingeki no Kyojin. We are in minute 12:15. Okay, that is the moment in which Louise is asking Mikasa, why did you join the Chosa Heian? And of course she's saying, it's because, is it because of Eren? In that case, and then Mikasa interrupts her. Then when Louise is making the Shinzo Sasageo symbol, yes, you can take this. Mikasa is starting having a flashback. Okay, in minute 12:15, that is the minute in which I am now. Mikasa, from Mikasa's point of view, because this is Mikasa's flashback, there is a window and there are 5 birds flying after she saw the Shinzo Sasageo symbol. I mean, this gesture, okay? Why 5? And at that moment, Mikasa was so young, and everything had to stop.